Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to our Data Analytics Masterclass Part 2. In this class, we will be talking about Microsoft Excel, a widely used spreadsheet software that plays a crucial role in data analysis. Excel provides a versatile platform for organizing, manipulating, and analyzing data, making it an indispensable tool for both beginners and experienced data professionals. But before we go on, I'd like you to do something quickly for me. Kindly subscribe and like this video and also share it with your friends. And we would like you to also make your comments, and we welcome feedback on this video. Now, what are some of the key features and functionalities of Microsoft Excel? It allows for data organization. It allows you to store data in a structured format using rows and colon. Each rows typically represents like a record, while columns represent different attributes or variables of that column. Now, this is organized in a structured way. Some of the other features of Excel is that it allows for calculation and formulas, and Excel's strength lies in its ability to perform calculations using some of these formulas and functions as well. It's also a very good data cleaning and preparation tool, as well as a very good data analysis and data visualization tool. Now, for the purpose of this class, we will be using a data set that you will find the link in the description below. Now, the data set that we'll be using is contained in this Microsoft, or rather this Google spreadsheet. And it has, first of all, these descriptions that you can see over here. But for the purpose of us using this data set and the explanatory notes in Microsoft Excel, we will have to go to our file over here, click on File, come down to Download, and click Microsoft Excel, download in Microsoft Excel format. And I will download this and be able to see it in my download folder right here. So I'll click on my download folder right here, and I should be able to see that right away. So this is our Microsoft Excel. And I just like to introduce you basically to the general interface so that you can get used to it and get familiar with it once again. Now, please do not forget to drop your comments if you have any questions about anything we are teaching in this class in the comment section. So first of all, I'd like to introduce you to our ribbon tabs. Our ribbon tabs are this insert, draw, page layout, formula, data, review, and view tabs, right? And our name box is here where you see the A1, right? And over here, you see our cells, right? And over here is our row, and you can see our colon like this. Now, we also have our ribbon group, which you can see here. Anytime you see the small arrow dropping down here, it's our ribbon group, right? And we also have some controls over here as well. Now, that being said, I'd like to also introduce you to our formula bar. This is the place where we type formulas that we want to use in Microsoft Excel. We can also use formula that we have here as well. As you can see, we have different formulas such as the AutoSum, financial logical, data and time, and just any formula you can think of that can help you for your data manipulation and visualization as well. So over here, we have different sheets. Here you can see that we have a sheet named Microsoft Excel interface. And on this particular sheet, we have the raw data that we are going to be using for this class. So for the purpose of this class, we are introducing you to a data set, an open data set that we have speaking about the migration of people from their country of origin to other places in the US. Now, the first thing we'd like to do is, first of all, copy out this data and use it for an example of some of the things that we had done earlier in some of our practice classes. So I will paste this over here. And as you all know, we are going to try to sort out a few things about this data. So what is the key thing that we would like to sort out? Take, for example, I want to know by grouping in this sorting how we have Africans who have tried to enter the port of entry in the US. So for me to do that sorting, the first thing I'll do is come over to this group, ribbon group, and say sort from A to Z. And it will sort the entire data set for me from A to Z. And you see that you have more Africa representation at the top, while you have other countries below it. So I'll do that right away, and then I'll click expand the selection. What does expand the selection mean? It means that it will use this particular row over here, use it as the basis to sort the remaining part of this Microsoft Excel. So I'll click on sort right now, and then we'll get there. And as you can see, it has sorted it by the region which they are coming from, their region of origin, which is Africa, like you saw up there, and then you see Asia and the rest of other continents below. In this data set, we have a total of about 400, and you can see them here in the counts below. Now, we've been able to sort out this data. The next thing that we would like to do also is to see how we can filter this data and say we want to filter, let's say we want to see those who are coming in from a specific point of entry into the United States. So the first thing we will do is come back over to the place where we have sorting here, and we'll click on filter. And then you will see some small arrows all popping up on each of the column here. So for me to be able to sort out by the port of entry, I will actually, to be able to filter, I would say that I will select New York. And then you see that it has brought everyone who came in through the port of entry of New York into this space for me to be able to see. And then I can also run counts, and I can have a clearer look at that data. Now, that being said, I'd also like to show you in another way how we can separate data, such as data that are concatenated, and we need to be able to separate them and create some form of normalization in that data. So the first thing we will do is I'll insert a row here, and insert another row, and insert another row, and insert another row. So the first thing I'll do is click on name, and then go to the data ribbon here. I will then go to text to colon, and I'll click delimited, and then I'll click next, and then I'll say, I want this data to be separated by space. And you notice that when I click space, it tried to separate both the first name and the surname for me. So I'll go ahead here now and click next. When I click next, I'll click finish, and you see that it has all my data for me over here. Now, because I don't need any of these empty rows, which are artifacts to me, I will just delete them. And as you can see, I've been able to separate both the first name and then the last name as well. So I haven't done this. I've been able to demonstrate to you how to separate data. Now, the next thing I also would like to show you again is how to bring this data again together in case I want to do that. So take, for example, I want to bring back the first name and the last name together. All I need to do now is click Insert, and I will type here a simple formula called concatenation formula. So basically what I'm trying to show you here now is how to use formulas in Excel to achieve the same thing. So for every formula that we're going to start, it always starts with the operand is equals to. So I will type is equals to, and then I'll type con, and you see that it has an IntelliSense that is already bringing out all the formulas that I need to use. Concatenate, and then I'll hold my tab button and say concatenate this, and then I'll separate it by comma, and then I need space between the first name and the last name. So for me to create space, I will do an apostrophe, and I'll type space, and I'll do another apostrophe, and then I'll do a comma, and then I will click on this row. And finally, I will close the formula. And you can see that we have that formula here in our formula bar over here, right? So I will close this formula. It will bring that same data that we separated before. Now, if I want to bring this to fill up the entire spreadsheet, all I need to do is drag this down, and you see that it is already filling it up with the exact data on the right. So you can see we have Fatima Yusuf here, we have Kofi Mensah here, and the rest of them. So I'll drag them down, or on the alternative, if I don't want to go through that process of dragging down, I just come here to where we have the green box and just double click, and it will fill it up for me. So it's about 400, and I will just fill it up with this formula right now. And here we go. Everything is filled up.